Hello, dear trainers. Today I want to invite you to embark on an amazing journey of thoughts and feelings. Today we're going to learn interesting tips on how to express feelings and thoughts and your emotions, being you as a person and being you as a trainer. Enjoy.
First of all, I believe it is important to operate and to know such simple phrases as I feel angry with you, it's hard for me, or simply I want to brag about something. And it's definitely essential to make the person understand that it's not that you feel angry with the person because you don't like the person, but because it has raised certain feelings and emotions or memories in you. It's not about the person, but it's about your own experience. For me, it's a bit similar to how parents communicate with their kids. You can talk about your emotions, right? And you can also give this kind of permission to your participants to talk about their emotions. It can help them understand what's happening with them and that it's normal. You kind of legalize this permission for that. However, at the same time, you have to keep your position as an adult. You share, you drip feed them, kind of you help them live through their experience, live through their emotions, and also you're taking care of them. Another thing is to separate a person from an action. Because very often we tend to blame a person for doing something or naming a person with different, maybe rude words or something, but we forget that it's not about and shouldn't be about a person, but it's rather should be about an action that the person has done. So if we experience a certain situation where a person has done something that is not acceptable, for instance, we talk about this particular situation, we talk about this particular problem, but we are not jumping with drawing conclusions of what kind of the person is or what kind of the person should be. It seems to me that it's also essential and it's crucial to remember to observe and not to project your personal experience or your personal projections on a person right away, but take your time to observe and also to feel. And from my experience, in order to have trust from your participants towards you, or it's also essential to create this kind of connection, which is not a verbal connection but non-verbal connection.
Every coach needs to stay in the constant process of self-reflection and be frank with himself or herself along the process of training.
One more thing is that you have to feel right, the audience. When we talk about feelings and emotions in our trainings, we also talk about the spaces we create. And if we create the right spaces and we create the safe spaces and we kind of evoke trust towards us, we also create the space where the emotions, certain kind of emotions, the right emotions or feelings can arise. And I also believe that if you do create this kind of space and you put yourself into the position of the self-support space, it also gives you the ground to create the common space where actually in this space can arise the certain expressions or the right emotions. The biggest mistake, from my perspective, could probably be avoidance of certain topics that kind of arise on the way, and not noticing them and giving space for them the way it should be done. So from my perspective, I believe it's important to give space to these things by your own examples. You can talk about your own feelings, you can talk about your own thoughts or your emotions to the extent that is acceptable at the moment here and now.